The boy who harnessed the wind. Oh, wait. Let's write. The boy who harnessed the wind. The movie review. So how about we get started? Now, the boy who harnessed the wind, he was an awesome boy. He could do major things with just little simple accomplishments. But he was nonetheless a boy who harnessed the wind. Now, what I mean by this is that he created a little windmill while he was doing everything. And it turns out it was as fine as it could have been. One thing though is that maybe there are just ways that maybe people don't seem to go through. But this guy, William Kamkwamba and Brian Miller, who wrote The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind book, William Kamkwamba was the main character of this movie. He is also an awesome boy who lives in this place, who lives in Malawi, Africa. And because of this famine of 2001 to 2002, he was sort of an out of depression thing. So he decides to go out and do some of the best of it. And it turns out there are just a few ways to actually do that. He decides to give power to his hometown by using a windmill and also getting water pipe, but using a water pump. Getting a water by using the windmill for a water pump. So firstly, they needed a car battery to charge. Eventually, he was able to create the windmill that looked similarly like this. And then once they were finished, he was using it to charge a battery, a car battery. And then he would use the car battery to power a pump, which would pump the water out. And this is my most favorite scene. I hope there are no copyright issues with this. Clear. Excuse me. Now, as you can see, they were extremely happy, and this was an actual fact, since this was how they stopped the 2001 to 2002 Malawi famine. At least, according to my sources, that is. William Kamkwamba, the author of The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind, which is the book that the movie is based on, was the one who created the windmill that would power the water pump. And that's how they eventually got water irrigation. Yeah. Eventually the first plants grew. And once the first plants grew, everything came back. But then the chief died and his friend became the new chief. William's friend became the new chief. Yeah. And eventually there is an afterword about this. Okay, so the afterword. So William was awarded scholarships to finish school in Malawi and then to attend the African Leadership Academy in South Africa. Eventually, from there, he completed his environmental studies degree at Dartmouth College in the USA. And his father and mother still live in Whitby Village, and William's first windmill and his ones he subsequently built ensured they have electricity and harvest throughout the year. His sister Annie was never able to attend university, but she was able to marry Mike Kachingunda. They have 4 children and regularly return to Wimbe.
After I drove out from school, I went to library and I read a book titled Using Energy, and I get information about windmill, and I try and I made it.
And that last thing over there, the I try and I made it, became a little slogan during the TED Talk. Yes, he had a TED Talk. And he was famous for that, mostly because of a lot of things there. And there was a lot of clapping and applauses. And that's how he became an awesome person. Yeah. I just hope there are ways that we can find out and how we can be a lot like William Kamkwamba. I hope there are a few people out there that are like William Kamkwamba, and if William Kamkwamba is watching this, good, thanks to you, and yeah, you've inspired me a little bit. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. What you learned from this is probably a little vague of how you can accomplish your dream by I try and I made it. Just try and you'll make it. So see you in the next episode. Hope you'll enjoy this episode. If you did enjoy the episode, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next episode. None out and peace.